Hi everyone, Lisa here from LC Designs. Welcome to Workshop Wednesday. Today's the big day. The holiday catalog has gone live. The project that I'm using today is actually online exclusive. So we have some amazing online exclusives as well. So now I can show you the inside of the book. I'm not going to take a lot of time, but just wanted to show you a few of my favorites. This designer series paper here, we're going to be using that today, but you can, this is tags and let's see, I got to remember the tags, the names, Christmas tags and more. It's a 6x6 designer series paper, but they have these sheets that have tags and then they have all these die cuts. We're actually not using any of the die cuts today. We're just going to use the designer series paper. So that's pretty cool. And don't forget, there's always some layouts there where it can help you start to get your card making. That's on page 15. Like I said, I don't want to take a whole bunch of time on this because you should have received your catalog. I will post a link so you can look at it online, but this is another cute, fun one. If you like pets, there's some dogs on it. It is called the Jolly Delivery. Hopefully my camera's not shaking too bad. This is another one, Peace on Earth. I had already showed you guys some sneak peeks over on my blog. This is going to be my November Let's Create card class. And then my October is going to be one of the online exclusives, so I'll show you. And then this fun gingerbread man, I think my friends and I are coming up with another this one's a Christmas retreat. We did the Halloween retreat, and we're going to be using that fun gingerbread. He is so cute, and he's actually a pretty good size. Maybe, I don't know if it says how many inches he is, but he is a good size. The largest die is 6 7/8 by 4 7/8. So he's almost 7 inches tall. Cute, 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 because you can make a card with him. So there's the online exclusives as well that have come live today. So I'll put a link to this as well so that you could print it or just view it. Here is the one that we're going to use this as our sweet surprise kit for September. And then this will be my October Let's Create Card Club kit. There's this beautiful, they have some amazing online exclusives. This pretty, it's like black and gold Christmas set. I know a lot of people are more traditional. You love snowflakes. Here's a pretty snowflake bundle. And these are all available today. So I'm trying to find, here's the one that we're going to use today. It's called Homemade Treats, I believe. And I love to bake during Christmas. Yeah, homemade treats. So you could see there's some other bundles that are available, but that's the one we're going to use today. And it's a cute, cute card. So another, if you like some dogs, this is so cute. So today I'm doing a pre-recorded video because I am on my way to California for my sister's service. It's finally been scheduled. And so next week, here's another bundle with a punch. Next week, I will also have a pre-recorded video for you because I'm going from today to next Wednesday. So I'll have pre-recorded videos for you, and be sure and join me at 6 o'clock for the pre-recorded video. And then there's some scrapbook kits and some other goodies for the online exclusives. So again, if you haven't got a catalog, a hard copy, and you would like one, just email me and let me know, and I will send one to you. But it did go live today. I will post the shopping link so you could go on there and check out the website if you want. Reminder, if you want today's project, which is a fun fold and it's a gift card holder, just join my email list. I send a new project tutorial out each week, and share my videos so that you could be entered into a prize drawing, and let me know that you shared my video so I could be sure and enter your name. You can share on YouTube or you can share on Facebook. If you're watching me on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and like it. You know, all the algorithms, I could never say that word, make a difference as to who sees my stuff, and especially on Facebook. Facebook has made so many changes that people don't really see it unless you're liking it or viewing it. And so I'm getting lost in the shuffle. But anyhow, thanks for joining me, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's get started with our project. So this is a fun fold. And for those of you who know me, I love to bake, and especially at Christmas time. I don't bake as much as I used to since it's just me and my husband, and we can't eat all the stuff that I bake. You can't bake anything in small batches. But this is a fun fold, and it actually holds a gift card. So you can put any kind of gift card in there. I put a grocery store one because then you can go get your baking supplies. But this is just a fun card. So with this one, we're going to use the new Homemade Treats, which is an online exclusive. And it has these adorable dies for everything. So we're using every die. I didn't even take them off my magnetic sheet because we're going to use them all. And we're going to pretty much use most of the stamps as well. So to get started, we're going to use 12 by 12 cardstock. So this is Cherry Cobbler. And let me find my instructions. Usually I don't follow this. I write mine bigger so that I can see as I go along. So our Cherry Cobbler, oops, I have a piece of window sheet inside my trimmer. So this is already 12. We need 5.5 by 12. So let's cut it at 5.5. I used the other portion of it for my original project. Okay, so now we're going to do some scoring. We do need to pull out our arm, and we're going to score at 1 3/4. Trying to be straight here. 1 3/4, 4 3/4, and then 7 3/4. I always go over it a couple of times just to make my score lines, you know, more pronounced. So I'm going to cut my designer series paper since we have the trimmer here. And like I said earlier, we're using this Christmas Tags and More designer series paper. And like I was telling you, see these pieces, you can cut them into tags. I've already used them for other projects. As you can see, I cut out a oven mitt, and then it's got the die cuts. I got a mess over here. The die cuts. See, they have die cuts. And I haven't used any. That one fell out. But they have die cuts. There's 4 sheets of die cuts. I think there's 2 of each. And I love this gingham. I'm a green girl. Green is one of my favorite colors. So I use that a lot. We're going to use this pattern and this pattern. So plaid, and then my instructions, I think I just call this the leaves pattern. So on the plaid, we're going to need 2 pieces of 1.5. So we can actually cut it at 5 1/4 first. So 5 1/4. And then we need 2 pieces at 1.5. So 1.5 and 1.5. And what else do we need? Plaid, we need 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Remember, we already cut this at 5 1/4. So 2 3/4. And so you can use one piece of 6x6 cardstock. I'm setting those aside. I pulled all these out because I wasn't sure how many I needed. So now on the leaf one, we're going to need one. Well, so let's cut 5 1/4. And on this pattern, it kind of doesn't matter, but if you have a pattern that's directional, you want to make sure that, you know, your direction's going in the right direction. So this is going to be 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Set that one over there. We need another one 5 1/4 by 4. Oops, that's not going to be enough because this is 5 1/4. So what we'll do is we need a 2 3/4. This is 2 3/4, not quite, but let's go 2 3/4 by 2. I'm always trying to save you DSP if we can. This is going to be our little pocket for our gift card. So then the other one, we're going to have to, that's right, we're going to need a bigger piece because we need 5 1/4 by 4. So let's go 4 and 5 1/4. And 1, 2, 3. So we got the 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, 2 3/4 by 2, and then 5 1/4 by 4. So you're going to have 6 pieces. And that's, we have technically like 5 panels, I believe. So when you fold this, you're going to fold a valley. So that's a valley. And my instructions, so you know what I'm talking about. So that's a valley. This is going to be a mountain. So valley, mountain, valley. And hopefully that makes sense to you. So valley, mountain, valley. All right, so now you'll see where all our pieces are going to go. This 5 1/4 by 4 is going to go here. This plaid is going to go here. This one is going to go here. And then these 1.5 inches, one's going to go on this side and one's going to go on the other side. So let's glue these ones down. I know, is it way too early for Christmas? We're just in September, but you know what? Before we know it, it's going to be here. And I have a bunch of stuff going on. Actually, in October, I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks. We have a wedding in California. So we're going early to help prep for the wedding and, you know, just do all the stuff that we need to do. We'll be having rehearsal dinner. A lot of people coming from out of town and stuff. So we're just busy, 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 busy. Okay, and then this one is going to go here. And then our plaid one is going to go here. And then, of course, the one on the front. So with the liquid glue, I know most people either love it or don't like it. Just remember that. So we're going to put the other one right here. Just remember that a little goes a long way. Like, see how I'm just doing like really thin strips, and then I'll just kind of, you don't want to smush it on there because sometimes I think it warps your paper because it's so wet. But then this dries pretty quickly, but it also gives you time to move. That's why I've gotten to the point where I use mostly glue. I use seal every once in a while here. But so there's what our card is going to look like. So let's get some of our die cutting out of the way. So I'm using the, this is Spotlight on Nature die, and it's the second to the largest, but note that it's the one that has like the slash and then a dot, because that one's just a little bit easier to die cut. Let me get my pieces of paper, my cardstock. So we're going to cut out 2 of these because we're going to use one on the inside and one on the outside. So I think my cardstock is 3.5 by 7. And so you can get 2 circles. I love these Spotlight on Nature circles. The other ones are a little bit more intricate, and then they have the one that just has a design. So I'll move that out of the way for right now, because then we got to stamp all of our goodies. So let me get, I have some of my stuff already here. Trying to think what all pieces I need. So you could see I already kind of stamped those just to show you that you can get all those. We're going to do a tray, we're going to do a rolling pin, we're going to do an oven mitt. So these I kind of already had stamped just to show you, because we're using a lot of stamps here. So let me grab what we're doing, because there are just so many fun stamps. Like I said, this reminds me of my kitchen during the holidays. So we're going to stamp Shaded Spruce ink onto Shaded Spruce cardstock. And that's our oven mitt. So we don't need Shaded Spruce anymore. We are going to, so I'm calling this one cookie dough, because to me it looks like it's the dough and then they cut the cookies out, and that's how we're going to use it. So I'm using pecan pie, and I'm going to stamp the cookie dough. Oh, I was supposed to stamp off first, because these are going to be dark, but crumb cake was a little bit too light. So that's why I went with pecan pie. Okay, so now we need all of our little guys. So we need, how many gingerbread? I think 3. So stamp off, stamp, stamp off, stamp. These ones actually can be a little bit darker. It was the cookie dough that I wanted lighter. We're going to do the rolling pin in pecan pie on crumb cake. There's that one. This gold is for our tray. Okay, so we have our 3 gingerbread men. We need our real red ink, because now we're going to do the hat and the candy canes. I got a piece of tape on me somehow. Okay, so candy canes, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to grab the, we're going to do the frosting, icing. I think I call it like a frosting bag. And we're doing it in basic beige, because I didn't know what color to do the frosting. So basic beige, that's the only one we're using that one on. Mine, I accidentally did it in crumb cake. Okay, I gotta get all these out of the way because we don't want ink on our stuff. And then now we need our hat, and we actually only need 1 hat. So we'll stick it right there, 1 Santa hat. All right, so get all those out of the way, and we'll use the other stamps later. So these were my samples. Now we're gonna cut these others. So luckily, this set has 2 dies of, gotta get that rolling pin out of the way. 2 dies of each on the little guys. So let's see what all we can fit on here. So like I said, the gold's gonna be our baking tray. And I'm probably gonna need a lot of my blue tape. I guess that's why I got a lot of pieces already on here, because when I was die cutting the other ones. There's our oven mitt. There's our tray. Uh-oh. I just seen my oven mitt. I thought it moved. Am I seeing things? And then here's our frosting. Frosting, icing, whatever you like to call it. I'm just like taping everything down. I don't want it to move. So this mint, I can't remember if it's called mint tape, blue tape. It's from scrapbook.com, the same as my magic mat. And the reason I use this magic mat, it's definitely been saving on my clear plates, and it's really nice for intricate die cutting. So where's our hat? So as you can see, this blue tape comes in different colors. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's called blue tape, mint tape, or what. I just dropped mine. I need to get some more. Like I said, there's all these little pieces. I like to tape them. The minute we put that plate on, they're gonna move. And here's our cookie dough. That one we might not need a. And let's get all these gingerbread guys. See, I'm gonna need to. Sometimes with the magnetic plate, and you have a bunch of dies, that makes them move too. So I might have to move. So obviously you don't have to stick them all on here at once like me. You could maybe do your gingerbread first, then your other, but I'm over here trying to put everything on, pretty much almost everything on one. Okay, so let's crank it through and get all these pieces. Okay, so our tray, our oven mitt, taking the stuff off that we only need one of, our frosting, our cookie dough, our frosting. We got one candy cane. Oops. Thank goodness he didn't fall on the floor. I think the only thing we're gonna need is another gingerbread, another candy cane. Wait, so I need the gingerbread. I need one of the candy canes. I hope I'm in the camera. I'm not even paying attention. Sorry. Oops, candy cane goes over here. Let's take our hat. Let's take our frosting. Okay, because we don't need those pieces anymore. And let's put our gingerbread guy, our last one. Tape him down, our last candy cane. And then the only other thing we need is our rolling pin. Cute, cute, cute rolling pin. I'll go ahead and tape that down. You know, if you want tape like this too, 3M has a tape. That's what I used to use. And this one was just a little bit more. I like the different sizes, like the real thin. I have actually one bigger than this and smaller than that. And, okay, there's all of our die cutting. But all of these pieces are so cute, right? Come on now, so much fun. Love it, love it, love it. There's our rolling pin. Here's our last gingerbread guy. And our last candy cane. Now, hopefully we don't need anything else die cut. I think I got it all. So on our circle, or one of them, you might want to pop out those little extras. We are going to stamp. Let's get this, one of these blocks clean. And we're going to stamp. It's beginning to taste like Christmas. And we're doing that in real red. And on this, we want to stamp it towards the top because we're going to put our tray underneath. So it's beginning to taste like Christmas. And then on our other one, we're going to stamp "'Tis the season for baking." So I need to clean another block so I can use it. I guess I could have brought out a bunch more blocks. Whoa. That one got all kinds of, I think I need to clean my chamois. Guess that green that I used. So, "'Tis the season for baking." And I should have left my real red out. But we're going to kind of do this towards the top as well. But we're going to leave a little space for our Santa hat. We're going to add our Santa hat. So I said I should have left the real red out. But I always like to close my ink because, ooh, good. I couldn't see and I didn't want to stick my head in the camera. I always close my ink because I am one who will have ink all over. So I'm going to clean all these stamps super quick, just in case one falls on our project and then we end up with ink on it. I don't know how many times I've done that, more than I care to admit. Okay, so back to our card. Remember, this is our front, so we're going to add, well, let's build our baking tray. So we need all of these little guys for, this goes on the inside, one goes on the inside, this goes on the inside, this goes on the inside. We just got our gingerbread men and our cookies that are going to go on our tray. I don't know, my paper got a little bent, but we're just going to add some glue and some glue. And I'm going to get my take your pick tool and I'm going to put my gingerbread man there. My other one right here, because they're baking, or they've been baked, I guess. I have another class coming up with this set that I've been creating. So, got something on there. Let's add our candy cane. So we just baked some gingerbread men and some candy canes. So this is going to go on, oops, I should have known better. This on the foil papers, the glue takes a little bit longer to dry. But this is going to go on our circle with dimensionals. So, I don't know, just put dimensionals around. I probably should have managed it better. I just stuck the first one on there, and because some of these might end up hanging off. And we're just going to stick it right below "It's beginning to taste like Christmas." See, I probably didn't, I think on my other one I only used 2. I'm poking these little holes out. I don't know why that stuff, yeah, so we can actually take that off. And we can take this one off. We didn't need them. I thought I had only put 2. Okay, so now we are going to, this is bothering me. I don't know what happened there. So we're going to glue our oven mitt. And so you only need it like here on the side. And once this is glued on, it's not going anywhere. This glue is so good. And then we're going to put our rolling pin on the other side. So pretty much just glue on one side as well. And kind of angle it. And we're going to let those dry. And let's go to the inside of our card. And on this panel, so let me explain. So we're going to kind of put everything towards the left. And the reason being is we want this panel to cover it, and then plus our circle. You have a lot of space to cover, so you don't have to really see how I got mine. So let's put this one here so you can see it. But it's just, we want that circle to kind of cover it. And we're just going to glue all of these in here. I didn't want this panel to be like blank. Try to glue all these little pieces. I wanted to use all these cute little things. So you can just actually put a dab of glue. Like I said, once this glue glues, it's not going anywhere. It's a nice, strong adhesive. So you don't have to worry about your stuff going anywhere. Okay, so where did I do with my 2-inch piece of, here it is. What are we? We're 2 by 2 3/4, correct. So for this, now you don't necessarily have to put the notch in. It's totally up to you. I have a 1-inch circle punch that I use for a lot. It's not Stampin' Up. I never was able. So you just want to punch a half circle. And that's it. And we're going to add, am I out of the camera? I probably am. We're just going to add glue to the sides and the bottom. Because remember, we want our gift card to go inside. And just line it up at the bottom. And there is our pocket. So let's go back to our front. We're gonna get that out of the way so I stay in the camera. And so see how this is, you can see it here, but we're covering it up. So you put it in the center, and that's how it's gonna look. So we only want to add glue to maybe like 1/4 or so of the circle. You don't want it to get over that. And then because we're using glue, if you get some on, you can move it. But there is our front. So now for this one, what I did is I laid mine down first. And we want it to match with this. So you could just move it over and then kind of see how these circles don't line up, or your lines. Just move. Look, I use my take your pick tool and just kind of move it to line them up. This needs to go in a little bit. This one needs to come out a little bit. I think it needs a turn. So, oops, I went too far. But that is how I lined mine up. So once I got it lined up, I don't know why this is like, I think that's why it's not straight. So, as I was saying, once I got mine lined up, I swear with my original card, I didn't have this much trouble lining mine up. Not sure why, but I think that's close enough, right? So what I did is once I had mine lined up, I made just a little pencil mark and maybe put it where the thing's light so you can see it. And then just glue it. Again, you don't need that much. And because we can move our glue, but you got to work fast in case it's not lined up, you can kind of move it a little. Okay. So, and then be sure and go back and erase your pencil mark. Did I make mine worse? I think it just looks like that because there's leaves right there. But then that is, and then so it gives you a little message right here. You can put a little message in there. And this lines up so you can't tell that there's another circle in there. So now we're going to use these new amazing traditional sparkling sequins, but we're just using the gold. I mean, the red is so pretty too. The green, of course. So I did like a oh, that just popped away. I guess I should have used this side of my take your pick tool. There you go. And then I put a big one here on the front and a medium one. Oops. And then a big one down here at the bottom. And that is our card. What do you guys think? Super cute, right? Of course, that thing's going to bother me. I don't know what happened, but there's our card. And again, it's a gift card holder. You could leave the pocket out if you don't want it to be a gift card holder. But I'm going to send these to my daughters so that I can encourage them to do some baking. I'm sending them a grocery card so they can buy the baking stuff because they always rely on mom to bake. All right, everybody, have a good time, a good week, and I will see you live in a couple weeks. Take care. Bye.